Hello, Dr. Gail. Thank you for being here today. I'm so honored and privileged to have you.
Well, I'm so honored and privileged to be here, and I'm so glad to join you on your channel. I so love your classes, and I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. I love you being in class because I know you're very intuitive. And what I've discovered about you, Dr. Gail, from a few friends here and there, is that you know a lot about the ET world or the alien world. And I would love to ask you some questions around that. Is that okay? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. And another thing that I can see a lot, people talk about star seeds. So can you explain what a star seed is, and are we all star seeds? If it's, this may be a whole week's lecture, but maybe,
It is a whole week's lecture because everybody has a different opinion. And but my take on it is we're all star seeds. We're all related to the ETs. We all have their genetics. And I just think the star seeds are the ones that are being activated at this time, and that they're called star seeds. And but I was looking at a 1980s dictionary, and starseed word didn't even exist. So it is a relatively new term. And so that's how I feel about starseed. Now, some people think starseeds are the only ones, when they're activated, they are starseed, but I think everybody's a starseed. So
Yes.
that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay. And Dr. Gail, I want to just say, when I do readings on people, I often do see different kinds of beings, and I know they're from a different planet than Earth. And I don't know, but I can't tell which planet they're from, but I do see them, and some people seem to have more than others. Or some people are, there seems, so I don't know why that would be, but my guess, tell me what you think, is that some people have a more recent history of being on the other planets, and or maybe more often. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's true. And also depends on how old their soul is too, on how many times they've reincarnated as in different planets, and how many times they've reincarnated on Earth. And then you probably see more of them if they have not been on Earth as many times, and they're not really comfortable in their human body, and they're like wanting to get out of here, get out of this body. You probably see more of them you probably see that connection more on those type of people who this is their first experience as a human body.
Okay. Yeah, but I just see it a lot. And even for myself, I've seen these beings around me.
Yes.
Or around healing.
Palladians is all over you.
Oh, okay. That's what I kind of thought, maybe, but I wasn't positive. But I do see, and I don't know even what color or what anything about Palladians particularly, but I have seen a lot of green beans for healing, around healing tables. That's what I've seen a lot. And then, of course, I see different things around people.
Well, you're probably seeing the healing light of the green, because Palladians tend to look human. They're very Nordic looking, and they're very large. But yeah, because I would use a lot of color therapy in my work. And so you're probably just seeing what they're generating. They're probably generating the green for healing to you.
Makes sense. That totally makes sense. Okay, got it. Now, that makes a lot of sense. Woohoo. Okay, so tell me, how did you come over? How did you discover the ETs and aliens? A little bit about your background.
Well, they discovered me.
Okay.
Yes, my background is I am a nurse. I worked in the operating room in specializing in open heart surgery and neurosurgery. And then I went back to school for chiropractic, opened up my practice. And then my father developed dementia. My mother had passed away. My father developed dementia. So I had to take care of him. So I retired from both and started taking care of him. And that was like for 8 years. Tough times, good times, bad times, really good times. It was all over the place emotionally and financially too. And then he passed away. And it was about 8 months into the COVID. No, 8 months after he passed, and we started COVID. And I went in and I said, okay, I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to start dieting, of course, lose weight, which that went by the wayside, and start learning Spanish. And I was going to start meditating clean my house. Anyway, I had a whole list of things. I was going to paint my deck, and I mean, I got a lot accomplished. But the biggest thing was meditating, and meditating came easy for me because I have athletic past. So obviously, I had been meditating while I was running and swimming and biking. I was going within myself at that time, and so meditating still was well, not quite the same, but it came easy to me. But one day while I was meditating, an angel showed up and presented me a bracelet, and she was just handing it to me, a bracelet right in my face. I mean, she was in my face. She was beautiful, beautiful. And she handed me the bracelet, and I kept going. Anyway, it shocked me so badly, I jumped off the couch. I mean, jumped off. And it was just like, oh my gosh, what happened? The only metaphysical friend I knew at that time was Meg, who I'd known for over 15 years, as a friend. And so I went to her going, oh, something's wrong with me. I think I need an MRI. I know I have a brain tumor. And she was telling me everything's okay, that I was going through a spiritual awakening, and it explained it all to me. And after that, I kept meeting. My dad came to me first. We sat on a bench together talking. Now, my whole life, I have been able to connect with the people who passed. I've always known they're around. I've always smelled them. So I've always had that, just wouldn't recognize it or acknowledge it. And so when my dad came, he then started introducing me to different ETs. And so he was the one that was going, this is okay, meet this person. This is okay, meet this person. So I was meeting ET after ET. And I keep running to Meg going, I know I have a brain tumor. I know I have a brain tumor. I went like that for 6 months, going to her every time I met an ET. And so anyway, that's how it happened. It was an angel that started first, and then it was my dad that started introducing the ETs to me. And I don't know how many I met before I started doing the work I'm doing now, but it was a lot. I met a lot of them. They were friends in another life.
Wow. So when you, first of all, I want to know what color was the angel, because I like color. And then two, okay.
She was white. And she comes to me as a human form too. Her name is Gloria. I've met her. And so she still was an angel, and she comes in human, but she's in all white. Even when she's human, she's wearing white jeans, white t-shirt, white tennis shoes, and she has that Dolly Parton blonde hair.
Wow. And did she have wings too?
Yeah, when she came to me first, she has wings, and she does work with me, and she has wings. But when she comes in her human form, just to sit down and chit chat, or just
okay.
I mean, she comes to me when I go on the beach and stuff like that. So she'll come in her human form.
Wow. Okay. So you see her as a spirit on the beach in a human form, or as an angel form, looking like a human or looking like an angel.
On the beach, when it's like everyday stuff, she comes in as human. Like on everyday thing. And then whenever I'm working, she comes in as an angel with the wings, everything. And she has even in her human form, she has this bright light around her. And I'll tell her, you can't disguise you're an angel with that light around you.
Wow. But again, when you see her in the human form, it's a spirit that you're seeing. It's not a human that you're seeing on the beach. It's a spirit.
No, but it sure is hard for me to distinguish between the two, because they are so real to me. That it's just such a small or thin veil between, and that it just appears like they're just right there with me.
Okay. And I know, and I know some of your videos, I hear you talking that, but I just want to, in my mind, okay, what are we talking, is it, I was going to get the details. I think that some people might not understand. Are you seeing it as like a human or as a spirit? Okay, got it. But I understand that that's close to you. So, which is amazing, so that really shows me how talented and gifted you are. To me, it's a natural thing. And then, now, when you were meeting the aliens, was there different kinds, or did you see like different shapes, or or it even look like a trash can? I mean, what did they look like?
Well, my very first one, and she is my spirit guide, is named Makai, and she is blue in coloring. She's a little petite thing, And she has the most distinguishing feature about her is she has like a jello head, comes up like this. And when she laughs or smiles, it moves. And you see, it's just a little chatty Cathy. And she's a lot of fun to be around, and a lot of fun, just a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun. And she was my first one that I met. And I sat on the bench with her, and it was like, and I'm going, what is this thing sitting beside me? And she's just chatty Cathy. I mean, just talking. She's just a great being to be around. And then my next one, let me think who my next one. I think that one was Mary, and she is kind of mottled color, but she looked human, but kind of a mottled color. But I mean, she was bald, and I think she was a gray hybrid. And she was very serious, and she is the one that comes to me when there's some serious things going on in my life. That she's kind of a mothering, which makes sense. Her name is Mary. She's kind of a mothering one. And I have met I met a reptilian. His name is Carl, and he was so nice. And everybody, after I described him what he was, everybody panicked. They go, "Oh my gosh, you met a reptilian!" And I'm going, "Well, he was so nice." So I was so glad that I met him before I had to, knew anything about reptilians, because there are some really good reptilians. But my favorite one is Sally. Sally is the one that's here on Earth for the first time, and she makes a lot of mistakes. And she's got a great sense of humor, and I laugh at her all the time because she makes mistakes. And
okay, so Dr. Gail, so now when the ones that you're seeing, there seems to me like they would be more like spirit guides almost.
Some of them are.
Okay.
Like Matt Kai is my spirit guide.
Okay.
And Sally is with me, but she's more learning. Like she is a guide also, but she is learning. I've got a lot of them. I mean, I can keep naming I can keep naming my team. I mean, my team, I mean, and then of course, Jesus is my biggest team member, and he helps me a lot. So on jobs, he and my angel Gloria come help me all the time on big jobs. They're my team on going in and helping people. And then my team, when I'm doing YouTubes and readings, I've got Sally and Matt Kai. So they come for my readings. And so I've got different.
Okay. So I think people can understand, at least people who watch my channel would understand spirit guides. And so that these beings are coming in as either stop by spirit guides or your regular spirit guides and helpers, your guiding team, your guiding forces. Now, when Jesus comes, how does he look to you? Does he look human?
Yes, he looks human. And when I met him, I was meditating, and I went climbing out of my crown chakra and met him, and it shocked me so much when I looked at him. I jumped down on my knees. And he was laughing at me, and he was rubbing my head, and I'm going, "Oh, I got so many gifts." I've got a gift to give you. I got so many gifts. You don't need to give me more. I'm all the things I'm doing, I can't ask for more. And he's just laughing at me. And he's the one that usually gives me my gifts. He presents me with gifts now. And he does it always a funny way. Like sometimes he'll send darts to my eyes and watch me go, Phew! And he'll start laughing again. And, anyway, he has a great sense of humor.
Okay. Yeah, I see Jesus a lot too, actually. Okay, good. Yeah, to me, the way he looks is white. He wears white. And there's always a gold light around him. That's how I see him. And it seems to have gold out of his hands.
See, I see him because I've worked with him so much. He's so human to me now. And it's gone from me jumping down on my knees to, oh, yeah, it's Jesus. So because I work with him so much and we have a real close relationship. And apparently, I just did that Akasha reading with Robert. And apparently Jesus and I do work together, and we've been through the ascension process on Arcturus and Sirius. And then we're doing it for the third time here on Earth. And we work closely together on the ascensions.
Wow, that leads me into another question. are we, because I feel like a lot of us, and you hear this on the news, more ET encounters.
Mhm.
And so what do you think is going on with that? It's becoming a little more commonplace.
Well, it is the ascension process and the veil's thinning. And I do think we're going to have a lot more encounters with ETs. And I do think we're all, especially the people on your channel, my channel, I think we're all going to have encounters with them way before it's announced, because the announcement is going to be for the people who don't believe or don't see. And it's going to be traumatic for them. It's not going to be traumatic for us because we've already met them. So I think that is the reason why is we are going to be collaborating soon.
Yes, yes. And I do feel, I mean, it's just a feeling I have that the ETs or the aliens are here to help us with the ascension, just like you say, and
Yes.
Jesus as well. And I feel like that's maybe why we're seeing more Jesus and more Mary coming in. I'm assuming that. And Earth. Now, do you feel like Jesus is, I know we're all star seeds, right? But if Jesus is he from, I mean, where is he from? Is he from somewhere else? I don't know.
I don't know if I want to publicly say what I
Okay.
think, but
Okay.
I think he's the same place you're from.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Well, that's what I was thinking, you know, and that's another question that I'm, what about whales and dolphins? I heard somewhere in the background, whales and dolphins. I mean, just really probably like all animals
All animals.
are from somewhere else.
Yes.
Just like we
Yes.
are.
Yeah, just like we are. There's no difference in that. In fact, even the extinct animals that we worry about, they all collect together and go to another planet.
Yes.
And so, yeah, they're just light beings just like us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they're just light beings, human light beings. We're all animals, basically.
Yes. And I love the idea that the ones that are extinct are really they're not really extinct. They have just gone somewhere else.
Exactly.
I totally, I've heard that. I've seen that too. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very comforting because it's sad to feel like all this mass extinction. It's not just animals, it's also people. This mass extinction with COVID or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Big changes. We're in big changes right now, Dr. Gail. Woo. So it's so wonderful to be able to talk to you, to have somebody who has more, experience and more insight into what's actually happening. So I appreciate that. Do you have a favorite ET encounter or a favorite? I mean, I know you talk about Gloria, but
Oh,
favorite.
it's Sally, definitely Sally.
Okay.
She's awkward, first time on Earth. I love watching her mistakes. But she was my first one that I met that I wasn't meditating. I was sitting in a metaphysical store and talking to the owner of the store and Meg. And we were just sitting there talking on the couch. And from my left side, I saw her standing in the doorway. And it was an aqua being. And she was about 6 feet tall. She had antlers. And she had a little scrunch face, and I say all the time to her, she's not very attractive, but she's beautiful color. And she'll say immediately, she says, "I'm beautiful on my planet." so, so anyway, she's telling me she's beautiful on her planet, and so she is. The deers descend from her, so she has kind of deer legs, and so she is my first encounter, and she came to me, and she was not supposed to reveal herself to me at that store. So she made a mistake from the very beginning. And so anyway, that's been my favorite encounter. And it was she stayed with me all day apologizing. She rode home, came home with me apologizing, and I was exhausted from her.
So she was in the car with you, you're saying?
No, well, she was in the metaphysical store, and then I thought, oh, I'm done with her. And then I got in the car, and then there she was in the car, and then came home with me. She was with me all day apologizing. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm fine. That's okay.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay, so here's a different question. So when you see the same the same type of ET or alien, from the same planet or whatever, do they all look alike, or are like people? We look different.
Well, first, thing about the planets. Not everybody on the planet looks the same either. There are different species on planets too, which
Oh,
I didn't know that until I started visiting different planets and seeing that there are actually different species, just like here on Earth. There's different species. Now, some of them might not have as well, they don't. I haven't seen any of them has as many as we do, but there's usually more than one, and they do look completely different. So, yes.
okay, awesome. I'm loving these answers. I love these. I love this time with you, Dr. Gail. This is awesome. I mean, I'm learning so much, and I hope everybody else is learning a lot too. What is there anything that you want to share with us that I haven't asked? I do want to ask you the difference between alien and ET, but anything else you want to just say? Oh, I do have another question too. Sorry, I just thought of it. Because I have a friend who lives in a place in Washington State, and there's a lot of ETs on her land. And whenever I talk to her on the phone, and she's a medium, some of her ET family are there. They show up in my house, and I see them doing. They just come in and they're sitting on the sofa with me or whatever. But it doesn't. I mean, that's very rare for me to have that happen. But I'm just wondering, is that because they're why? Why are they? What are they doing? What's going on?
Now, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. What's going on? Oh, well, let me go check out this person. That's basically it. They're curious, just like we are, except they don't know boundaries. ET,
Oh,
they don't understand privacy, and they don't understand like like showing up in people's bedroom. They don't understand that privacy. They don't understand any of that because they don't generally have that on their planets. Everybody's just everybody together, and so that privacy issue. Yeah, I keep talking to them about that. You just can't go in their bedrooms.
okay, okay. And then what about? I know this is a silly question, but do they eat? Do they eat?
Some of them do, and my
Okay.
experience, because I'm on a work with a hybrid spaceship as a surgeon on there, and every time I went up, they would feed me or give me this white mush as a celebrating type thing, and I thought it was like watered down grits or potatoes. It was the nastiest, warm, white thing. So then I found out, I said, finally, about third time, I said, what is this thing called? And they went, vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream. And I went, oh my gosh, this is a far cry from vanilla ice cream. And so then they showed, because they thought they were serving me something that I was really gonna like, vanilla ice cream. And so I'm going, and so then they flashed on 1950s where one of the scientists that was working with one of the Greys was cooking. You know how you used to cook ice cream on the stove and then put it in a cooler with ice and churn it. Anyway, I don't know how they missed the part of putting it in the freezer. Well, they missed a lot of steps. They changed it a lot. And so the next day I went down and got 6 cartons of vanilla ice cream and brought it up to them and opened every one of them up. They all stood in line and came and got one spoon full at a time because they were scared it would mess up their system. So they would just get one food, and they just all loved it. But anyway, yes.
So you're talking about when they came, they're in spirit coming to taste the ice cream. Is that what you mean? Or
Well, this is more me going to them.
okay. Okay.
So I'm going in myself to the spaceship. So yeah, I know it's hard to understand, and it's even hard for me to understand how it's done also, but I go to them. I guess you would call, I have a hard time putting terms or definitions on what I'm doing, but
kind of like astral travel.
I guess it would be astral traveling to them, but I show up in my body and I have to wear a uniform now. And first few times I went up, because I wear a uniform that's black with the blue, that's the medical team. And so it feels very real to me. In fact, they keep telling me over and over again here lately, quit addressing it like Star Trek. You're really doing these things, like I'm physically doing that. So when they're telling me quit, quit looking at it that way. So it is hard. It is very hard to understand and hard to absorb. And it is hard for me too also, but I am physically going up there. What happens is my body here has to go into a rest mode, and then I go there. I can't drive and do that at the same time. And I can't work up there. I can't work up there and do work here at the same time. I can't do both. I can go out on the trails and work up there, and I can do a lot of that kind of stuff. But there is limitations to what I can do. My body's has to rest at one place or the other. Like right now, I'm very aware of what's going on the spaceship, but I'm here doing more here than there. Did that make sense?
Well, kind of, Dr. Gail. So it kind of reminds me of when I'm doing mediumship in a certain way. Like I can be here and there at the same time. I can be here with you, and then I can also still be the spirit world.
That's exactly it.
But I feel like I keep so the difference to me is that I don't think my body moves. So, it's probably too much for me to understand.
I know it's too much for me to understand too, and I'm doing it. I just know it's basically, this is what I'm doing. I don't know how, don't know why, but this is what I am doing. And they keep, and then it was just recently they've been telling me, because I've been kind of saying, oh, it's like Star Trek. I'm still like Star, and they keep going, you're really doing this. Quit saying this. Like, quit dismissing it. It's basically what I was doing. I was kind of dismissing it. They're killing me. Quit dismissing what you're doing.
I see. Well, no, it does sound like it's a magnificent work, because it sounds like you're doing healing work.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a weird question too, because I'm just trying to understand it a little bit. So when you actually go, can I see you here? Or do you know what I mean? Yeah, I would still see your body here.
My body's here, and I have seen myself traveling as a light being.
Okay.
So I think my body stays here, and I think I travel as a light being to whatever I'm doing elsewhere.
I see.
And then go in, and I have seen myself traveling as a light being and going to different planets and taking off my human body and putting on a whale body and going swimming with them.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I'm right now as attached to my human body as I used to be. So I just think it's easy for me my light body to go.
Sure. Okay. So I think we can understand that. So some of these concepts are quite,
Wow.
Yeah, very,
I know. And it's happening to me. I know how crazy it sounds.
Yes. But if I can imagine it as kind of like astral travel, then I think, I mean, I know it's not exactly, but
yeah, it's kind of like it. In fact, when you say astral travel, because when I'm on the spaceship and there's an issue somewhere else on another spaceship, I astral travel to there.
Oh.
so it's kind of strange that, okay, I'm up there and I'm astral traveling somewhere else. So that means I'm in 3 different places at the same time, but I guess that's true. I am.
Okay, good. I mean, yeah, it is kind of mind boggling, and you can understand why most humans would be scared.
I do understand why most humans would be scared. And I understand why there's nobody out there that can say anything, what I do, how crazy it is or sounds, other than what I've said to myself. I mean, I think the same thing, and I'm doing it. And as I said, the first 6 months, I was going, oh, I know I have a brain tumor, I need an MRI. And then I finally went, after 6 months, I went, you know what? If I have a brain tumor, this is the best brain tumor you could ever have. I can't imagine doing anything better than what I'm doing now.
Amazing, really. It is truly unique.
Yes.
And I know you have a special gift, and you have a special place on earth for the work that you're doing. And I understand that from what our conversations is, that you would like to help people as a group rather than individual now.
Yes.
I think at times you have helped people individually, but now you're more focused on group healing or group advancement. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm wanting to do more of a group event. And also, but still, I'm going to help the people who are dealing with negative entities and negative implants. And I've been told that that's what I'm going to be really working on our ascension, because we're going to have a lot of people who are going to have issues moving on with the ascension. And I'm going to be helping individuals with that. And yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be. I'm going to be moving to Mount Shasta here in the next 6 months. And I got a big job there that I don't know fully yet what I'm going to do, but it's dealing with the nodes in that, and it's dealing directly with the ascension process. And I am to be there in June.
Okay.
And that's, I South Carolina all the way over to California. That's a big move for me.
That is a big move. Wow. Well, best of luck on that move. I really, and so that's exciting. And if for Mount Shasta itself, I mean, I think most people know that there's a lot of ET activity there, I guess.
Right.
Again, I'm very novice and, in this arena.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful for you to share this. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? I mean, what do you think is important for us to know as a human species?
Well, I do think everybody is going to be having encounters with ETs, and just be prepared for it. And I just think, don't keep waiting for that big presentation of when they land on the grass somewhere and one comes out. That's not going to be for your audience or my audience. That's going to be for the audience of people who don't believe in ETs and aliens. That's going to be for the non-believers. So y'all are going to all have encounters and things way before that happens.
Yes. Okay, good. Yes. And because I see them a lot, I just see them around different people or whatever, but I've never seen a spaceship.
Oh,
I just see them
there's there's so much fun to fly.
Okay. Well, one of these days, maybe I will.
I know, because it's totally integrated. I mean, it's telepathy. You're not like driving. You just integrate with it, and whatever you say, it does. In fact, I got in trouble in the beginning with that because I would always go, I wonder if I can see that ant on planet Earth. I wonder if I can see it. And I would go zoom, and they finally took that out of the computer system. I wonder if I say it.
Wow. Okay, I just thought of something else. Do most of the ETs feel sorry for us? Do they like us? What's the curiosity? I mean, why do they want to help us, I guess? Well, why do they want to help?
Well, Earth is a great place. I mean, it has all this biology and all this evolution going on here. So there's different ETs have different interest in Earth, and there are some that's negative that want us to stay at the 3D level because they like to feed off of that fear and energy on that. So there's some that don't want us to ascend, and then there's the others that do want us to ascend because it helps the whole universe or all the universes in the ascension process. So that means they're here helping us, and then their job will be able to go ascend wherever they're from. So it just is helping all of us, helps everybody.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Just like part of humans' job here is to help other people, and that helps us, our whole ascension process.
Right.
It's a spiritual growth thing.
Yes.
This has been fascinating. I have learned so much. I mean, I have a better understanding now I mean, I know I can't really fully comprehend it, but it's still, I have a much better understanding of your experience, at least, and also of why they are here and our relationship. So, and I look forward to meeting more ETs.
Yes. Yes.
And
I'm sure you will.
And tell me, and what is the name of your channel? Is it Skywalking with Moon? Is that correct?
That's right. Skywalking with Moon.
Okay, so I'm going to put your link below so people can find you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Gail. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Okay.